So that, okay.
Yes, Mr. Bradley.
Ms. Wagner, can you reread that motion before my comment, please?
So I have Mrs. Spinelli, motion by Mrs. Spinelli, second by Mr. Yenser. The board accepts the process as is currently being done through professional contract negotiations as I've been asked for the discussion. So I'm not sure how you wanted it. It just says the process as it is currently being done. So that's how I have the motion written.
Okay, well, we discussed how
In executive session.
how it's currently being
Okay.
done, and it just explained how it's being done,
Right.
and that's,
Meeting with administration.
Yes.
professional staff. So the board accepts the process as is currently being done for professional contract negotiations as per discussion in exec session. Go ahead.
So if it's already being done, how did this committee start taking responsibility that the board did not provide it, is the first comment. The second is, your motion is to basically abdicate your authority to the administration, at which point you're accepting that process. And to explain that process, there was 5 individuals that are going to be on this committee. The 5 individuals in the motion were going to be Cleaver, the business manager, the assistant to, well, Timothy Tkach, Sue Howland, and Aaron Sebling. So there's no board member on that committee, there's no stakeholder on that committee, there's nobody that's going to be paying this bill, responsible for this expenditure that's equal to about half of the district's finances, and we're have an unsustainable budget, we're having tax increases, we got a expanding debt, and there's none of the stakeholders have any skin in the game. There's nobody there on our side.
There is no expenses until the contract is approved,
But
there's no expenses being.
there's decisions being made, there's negotiations taking place.
And this process will come back to the.
I would rather have one of our individuals in the room that have the skills and ability to negotiate this rather than having the 5 individuals that I just mentioned that do not have a responsibility back to the stakeholders that elected these government officials doing this job for us. I mean, we have the
You
responsibility.
suggested that you should be that person, and I would rather hang in the sun by my thumbs than let that happen.
If you would like, are you suggesting that that gets arranged somehow? I mean, that is a good answer, right? I mean, if we do have someone like myself at least monitoring, oversight this process, at least the stakeholders will have someone in the room protecting their interests, because right now you're abdicating that authority to the very district we were assigned and elected to oversee.
As stated previously, Mr. Bradley, we're not abdicating the authority. We are having the negotiation take place prior to us being involved. That information then brought back to the board for their input on the next steps in the process.
That's the definition of abdicating your authority, sir. So you're accepting the process that Mr. Cleaver lobbied this district, lobbied the government for information. I know you have your 5, but you're going to have to listen anyway. So you got the acceptance, she offered the acceptance of the process that this individual lobbied this government to say, give up your authority to us, we'll do the job for you that you have an obligation to do under Pennsylvania school code, and don't watch what we do, but we'll bring it to you, right? The way a cat brings a mouse to the doorstep. It's what they do, whereas it is their nature. I respect that. The reality is that's not a benefit to the homeowner. And these homeowners have been taxed excessive amounts in the past with massive amounts of fund balance. Frivolous lawsuits, but for defending a Sunshine Act, which cost $100 to say, hey, I admit it, I didn't let the people speak. And even on this motion, those people have the right to speak, right? So in that realm, the stakeholders should have someone in that room. Somebody, even if it's not me, let a volunteer stakeholder be in the room. Barb Bose. Barb, would you like to be a volunteer in the room for the negotiation, protect the interest of our stakeholders? To make sure there's no interaction between
Is there any comment?
Cleaver, I'm still speaking, sir. Any interaction between Cleaver, Denicola, Tkach, Holland, and Smevelin in comparison to, that's fine, Williams, Lush, Hartzell, and Savage were
Who's going to
the,
be doing it, Mr. Bradley?
that's what was told from last time, so it's a little
You're
different.
spouting names from the past.
Yeah, pass. Wait, who's doing it this time?
We don't know. It
Okay, so
hasn't
you don't even know who you're
started.
negotiating.
It hasn't started.
She said it has started. Continue the process.
No, see,
No, the process that's in place, not, you're turning this around.
Am I really? So you're not, are you taking any responsibility until he brings it back to us? Let's vote. Who said that? That's a great line. I love it. Oh, hi, Bonnie. Thank you for saying that. That's great. Speak out. Bonnie Cortez should definitely speak out. Do you think that any one of the taxpayers in this district should have an opportunity to be in that room to help the negotiation between the administration and their staff?
And let them do their job.
That is our job.
Is there anyone?
Section 318. Neglect of duty.
Stop for comment.
Neglect of duty.
I'll volunteer for you to stay.
No, it's, okay, thank you. All right, thank you.
Anybody.
Starts working in the past,
Okay.
and I would recommend you.
I have a motion and a second to proceed with the current process of negotiations with professional staff and admin, and bringing the results, initial information back to the board for approval to proceed or be redirected.
Will the board, any board member be allowed to oversee this process, Mr. Stern? Will you provide?
The executive
Now, I'm talking about the actual meeting and negotiation. Will a board member be allowed to participate in your motion reading? Is that part of the motion? Can we observe and oversee this?
Did you hear that in the motion?
I did not, that's why I want to make sure. To get my vote, I'd like to see that in the motion. Will you entertain adding that to the motion, or do you want to prevent the transparency of this district and the elected officials to this
Motion's
process?
on the table.
So you do not want to change it? You do not want to change it? Not even to get an extra vote?
Mrs. Rita Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Wentz?
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Yenser?
Yes.
Mr. Joy Beers?
No.
Mr. Richard Belts, absent. Mr. David Bradley?
No.
Mr. Stephen Holland?
Yes.
Scale Mahalik?
No.
Mr. Larry Stern?
Yes.
So we have 5 yes, 3 no, and 1 absent. Motion carried.